Well, she accidentally scratched her neighbor's car.
And at 8 years old, she did the right thing and fessed up, but now her father is being sued. It's tonight's Help Me Howard with Patrick Frazier.
The Lillies are an active family, sometimes playing basketball in their cul-de-sac, sometimes biking.
Do you like riding bike?
Yes.
She rides her scooters, she rides her skates, anything that she can get her hands on.
And it's one of Jennifer's bike rides down the sidewalk that brought out Help Me Howard.
So when my daughter came around the bend there, she obviously didn't see the car until she came right up on it, and she came in contact with the car and caused a scratch or so on the driver's side door.
This is the picture from that day that shows the car blocking the sidewalk and the driveway. So what did this 8-year-old do?
I went and I told the neighbors.
That's right, the 8-year-old didn't get back on her bike and ride away. Without being told, she walked to the front door.
She went up to the door and knocked on the door and told the neighbor.
Jennifer was by herself, but did the right thing on her own because, Alan says, that's what he had taught her.
Be honest, be responsible for their actions. If they do something wrong, own up to it.
The neighbor came out, saw the scratch, and the police were called.
They put in a police report that my daughter was primarily responsible because she was operating a vehicle.
The police blamed the 8-year-old for causing the $200 scratch. The officer did not blame the car owner for blocking the sidewalk. Alan thought his daughter and the car owner were both to blame for the $200 scratch, and he offered a compromise.
I would have been willing to pay half of that.
The neighbor wanted him to pay for 80%. When Alan said no, she filed a lawsuit.
You're going to sue an 8-year-old. That's what you're basically doing.
Technically, the lawsuit is against Alan, but in reality, the neighbor is suing over an 8-year-old scratching a car she parked on the sidewalk, an 8-year-old that Alan is proud of.
She could have easily just walked away and nobody would have ever known. But again, I don't teach my kids that, so she did the right thing.
Well, Howard, a car is blocking the sidewalk. The 8-year-old scratches it. Who's to blame?
The car owner cannot sue the parents of the 8-year-old because their child has no history of doing this, therefore they were not on notice and are not responsible. As for the car owner, she blocked the sidewalk, which you cannot do in this community or in most communities. Therefore, she shares some of the responsibility for the scratch, or maybe even all of it.
Jennifer, the little girl, came up to my door.
We then talked to the neighbor who got her car scratched and filed the lawsuit.
I don't know why he's being so difficult about it, considering she was unsupervised.
Brittany Glade doesn't think she did anything wrong by parking on the sidewalk.
No, this is private property. We're in a private gated community.
Brittany says she turned down Alan's offer to pay for half the damage. She wanted him to pay 80%. And she says she had to sue because he refused to accept certified letters requesting the money.
Well, I don't think that it's right to say that I'm suing an 8-year-old. That's not right to say. I'm not. I'm suing the father of the 8-year-old for the damages done by his 8-year-old.
Actually, the only way that Brittany can win is to drop the lawsuit against the father and sue the 8-year-old. In Florida, if the child is 6 or older, you can sue them. But the courts are very reluctant to hold children responsible for acts that all children do.
Brittany thinks she's right. The police officer agreed with her. Alan thinks he's right. Howard agrees with him. So let's let an 8-year-old have the last word.
It shouldn't be right that she's suing an 8-year-old.
I had no idea you could sue an 8-year-old child. The things you learn doing Help Me Howard. And is Brittany going to drop her lawsuit against the father and sue Jennifer? She said she really didn't want to sue a child and would think about it. But in reality, it may be a waste of her time because if she wins, a child doesn't have assets or wages you can garnish. Peddled into a problem that's blocking your life? Get off the side and walk to us. We'll do more than scratch the surface for a solution because it's not a minor issue if it's your issue. With this Help Me Howard, I'm Patrick Frazier, 7 News.